I'll be graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and a minor in Environmental and Sustainability Studies.
And I will have a degree in secondary math education and a minor in psychology.
Computer science.
So I will be graduating with a Juris Doctorate from MSU College of Law.
Getting a Bachelor's of Science in Zoology.
I'll have a Master's of Science in Computational Mathematics, Science, and Engineering.
If I was a 4-year-old girl, there's a lot of dresses in this bag.
So Jack is just such an interesting character.
John Otto Walsh. If Bryn and I were to have a boy child, we were going to name him Otto. Not necessarily after Jack, but it's a sweet name.
I'd always just joke really quick and break the ice, and it felt good to be around him. Jack is always there to make me laugh.
Don't get this on film. This is bad. This is my mistake.
Quality.
I'm trying to fix.
If I needed support, he'd always be willing to help me with whatever I was doing, which is just so Jack. He is the reason that I went on the first spring break trip.
We got to build the foundation of a house, and really special to be able to go into a spot where there's nothing and after a couple of days leave and there's a foundation. I think I'll always remember doing that. Growth that I've seen in the past 4 years, from my freshman year where I was usually the only student there on Sundays, to this where every Friday there's 15 people there. It's incredible to see that growth.
I love that he's not willing to be complacent, and he has this understanding that in order to do things in the name of Christ, we've got to get moving.
My favorite thing about One Community and ULC is the support that the church gives to students. They give me the ability to be confident in my faith and still be strong in it.
I love how social Rachel is. She's always so bubbly and so excited, and she always has a story to tell. She's ready to make connections with people.
The first spring break we had just was willing to talk to me the entire way. We sat next to each other the entire way down. And I think that's something great about Rachel. She's willing to talk to anyone at any time.
The ways that she's open to experiencing her own emotion helps her to identify that kind of emotion in others.
My first trip, we went to South Carolina, and we were staying right on the water. And I remember all of us waking up at dawn, and we would all just go out and watch the sunrise. Ta-da! But we got to actually build a house foundation, which is something I'd never done before. And I never realized how much math is involved in construction work like that. And it was really great because my dad has always been saying when we grow up, he goes, math is power. And so I really got to see how powerful math was on that trip.
When I think of Rachel, I think of this idea of accompaniment. All of the people, whether in her career or in her church community that she walks alongside, we all benefit from that.
The community surrounding the church is one of the best communities you can be a part of.
Them are not ducks. OSAR.
Jeremy. It's appropriate that Lily just barked.
Jeremy he's Jeremy. He wears shorts all winter. He never ever misses a Friday at 5 if he can help it.
Jeremy brings this bold, fierce joy to the table.
I've always really liked going to church, love the music, the structure. Spring break trips are definitely some of the best. You get a bond with people better than normal.
He's an absolute tank. He moved that tree by himself, just pushed the tree out, just grabs the wheelbarrow. I think he does everything with a level of energy that is unmatched.
Break down the door for Jesus.
Jeremy is the laugh. I have loved spending time with him in choir and handbells. He's grown so much as a person. He is always there to help.
Yvonne was the one who asked me to be in choir the one day when she saw me in church, and then I said, sure. Next week I was in the choir. Just a lot of good memories doing different activities that I wouldn't have gotten to do normally. Become great friends with a lot of the people there.
He wants to do such amazing things with his life, and I can't wait to see what he does with them. I hope when he figures it out, it goes great.
And then we have Megan.
I met Megan on our first spring break trip, and she had a great time. And I was like, you know what? I think she should be a student associate next year.
My time to shine. Wait, can I have the rake the right way?
Megan is like a kind soul. She's like a little quieter sometimes, but she just is always there. And she reached out to me privately and was like, I'm just here for you. I know it is hard. And I just feel like she's the kindest soul out there.
One Community is like a family. Any spring break trip we've gone on has just left me with so many memories that I always will cherish. Some of the most recent ones were the rock climbing wall and all of us just screaming really happy things at us.
And she is incredibly organized and planned, and I think is the reason that a lot of our trips actually work, because she does most of the planning for them.
She's the most amazing surrogate older sister I ever could have asked for.
You guys, don't stop.
Nice. Good job.
She's just a wonderful person who always puts other people first. Very smart individual, and I'm really grateful to call her my friend.
I knew that I could always count on Megan. If I reached out to her asking a question or asking a favor, her presence is sure, and I think that that's a wonderful representation of who God is and who Jesus is for us.
I've really enjoyed getting to know Mitchell through One Community. He's an incredible handbell person. I don't even know what the correct term for that is.
Whenever I walk around campus and I'd hear the bells, I'm always wondering, is that Mitchell? Is that Mitchell playing the bells right now?
I'm just always blown away by your creativity, whether that be with all the videos or like this right here, or just like when we got to do Sunday school, you know, and just mess around and edit that video for like the 2 hours. And that was just so much fun.
Hallelujah! It's Easter!
And I think that the excitement that he brings to the tables that we gather around, that we're privileged to gather around, is infectious.
I've really enjoyed going on the spring break trips. Working on the house foundation will always be one of my favorite memories. It's also been great to know each and every person in the group and have an opportunity to get to know them on a deeper level.
He may sometimes be all over the place, at the same time completely focused on what the gospel has to share.
And also I think he's incredibly connected to God and just the community, and I feel like he's just like a glue, and I really appreciate him.
Mitchell, you have always been a joy and a light at One Community, and you will be missed, and there will be a big hole that I don't think anyone will ever fill, because nobody else says the things and brings the things that you bring to the table.
How's it going, Eric?
It's going good.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, Mitchell. How you doing, buddy? Hello, Mitchell.
Eric's always one of the ones that stands out to me with all the energy, the hyperness. He just seems to be everywhere and all over the place at once.
He is always ready to laugh and always ready to play games and always ready to be there for people when they need them.
Eric's ability to be present, to show up, is one that I wholeheartedly appreciate and that I try to emulate.
We were hiking in South Carolina on this Smoky Mountains one of the first days. I told him he could go ahead in front of me, but he stayed back and walked with me, and we had a great conversation. And he was there for me when I needed to be a little bit slower, and he made sure that no one felt left out on that trip.
And really, it's become like my family while I'm here. But on top of that, getting to go on the spring break trips has just been amazing. You know, and just being to live in a community of people. Not just like spend a couple hours, but live surrounded by people who like legitimately care about you. It's shown me what I think like real friendships really look like.
But being present with and for each other is one of the greatest gifts that God has given us. And I see that in Eric all the time.
Love all you guys.
They're really cool people. I'm gonna miss them all.
And I wish everybody the best of luck. I think everybody's going to do great things.